Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video we're going to be talking about how to optimize Monster Hunter World to run as smooth as butter. And it also, in my opinion, it's going to look better. As you can see, my game is foggy and I don't think it looks good right now. This is the highest preset that I can find in the game. And as you can see in my top right left corner, I have the FPS, and I can't exceed 65 FPS. My maximum is 65 FPS. And by the end of this video, if I don't get 60 more FPS, 50 to 60 more FPS, do not ever like any of my videos, listen to whatever I say ever again. Alright, so we're gonna optimize the game, and we're gonna come back to it, and we'll get 120 FPS. So we're gonna go to the title screen. We're gonna go back to the title screen, and we'll start working on the graphical improvements. This game is a very CPU intensive game, so if you don't have a really high-end CPU, this game will run like shit. Because I don't know why the developers have coded the game like this to use a lot of CPU power. So that's gonna suck. Alright, so we're gonna go to the display. We're gonna go to the options and then display settings. And then we're gonna go to the advanced graphics settings. We're gonna have these two options here. The other options will change them inside of the game so you can see what's happening. So the image quality, I would prefer always to put the variable prioritize frame rate. This will prioritize your frame rate, and it will make your game look smoother, and it will give you more FPS. So we're gonna select the variable prioritize frame rate, and then we're gonna go to the texture quality. Either if you have a GPU that has VRAM of 8 gigabytes or 6 gigabytes, choose full. 6 gigabyte of VRAM. As you can see, I have 7.89 gigabytes of VRAM, so I'm gonna use the full texture pack. If you have less than 4 gigabytes, select the if you have 4 gigabytes, select the 1024, and yeah, just select the 1024. If you have more than 4 gigabytes, select the full texture quality. Alright, so and then exit that. Alright, and then we're gonna go to the activate DirectX 12 option. This option may not have you may not have DirectX 12 in your PC. Check it out. If you don't know how to check out the DirectX 12, just Google how to check out DirectX 12 in your PC, and you'll find it really easy. Just enable this option. It's gonna be really useful. The screen mode, you can do whatever you want with it. It doesn't matter. The resolution settings. If you end this video and you still have issues running the game at 30 FPS, drop down the resolution settings less than the maximum. Alright, I have the maximum of 1080p. If you have, like me, a 1080p monitor, I would recommend you to drop it to 1366 to 720p, and then change the window mode to the screen mode to windowed mode. But this is the last option you want to do. And then we're gonna go to the filtering, fidelity FX. Enable this option, upscaling option, and then slide the sharpness thingy here to the maximum, to 1, and then that's it for that. And then the last option that I want you to change here is to go ahead and change this stupid fucking option here. Fuck VSync, dude. Fuck VSync. I hate this option. I've never turned it on in any game ever in my life. because this will cause a lot of input delay in your inputs. The game will feel heavy, but it will reduce screen tearing. But I don't mind the screen tearing. The screen tearing for me is not an issue, because I love to play a responsive game instead of a graphically perfect game. I don't mind the screen tearing. If you don't mind the screen tearing, I would recommend you to turn off VSync. All right, and then exit the menu, and the game will restart if you change these options that I will show you. So I'm gonna restart the game, and we're gonna go inside of the game, and then we'll see how much FPS we'll gain. I'll see you guys there. All right, everybody, we're back in game, and as you can see, I have gained almost 10 FPS. Look at that. I have 80 FPS now. Already we got 80 FPS, and we got how much more? I told you we're gonna gain 50 to 60 more FPS. So we'll need, now we gain 20 FPS. We'll need 30 to 40 more FPS to gain. So when we go to the games, and as you can see, look at this game. Now it looks blurry and shit. Now when we go to the options, when we go to the option to the advanced graphics settings, we're gonna go to the ambient occlusion. If you have a good PC, leave this setting on. If you don't have a good PC, go to the low setting. All right, put it to the low setting. We're gonna go back to the volume rendering quality. We're gonna turn that shit off. And look at the game. Look at the game right now. Look at it. Doesn't that feel better? Doesn't that look better? Doesn't that look better? I think it does. So we're gonna go back to the options. We're gonna go to select the shadow quality. The shadow quality is not gonna affect your game unless you are in an area that has that has a lot of shadows. See, we already got almost 100 FPS. Now we got 96, 98. All right. So if you put the lower shadow quality, it will not affect your game unless you are in an area that has a lot of shadows. So experiment with this option on your own. The console AO, turn that off, and then the contact shadows also turn that off. Anti-aliasing, I don't like anti-aliasing in my games. If you like it and your PC can handle it, enable it. I don't mind that. But I really love the when I see the game sharp and not blurry to the edges, even if it has some triangles popping in at the edges of the things. And then we're gonna go to the LOD bias. We're gonna put it to low. Alright, and then we're gonna put it to low, and then we're gonna also put the max LOD level to -1, and then we're gonna go back to the foliage sway. We're gonna put it to off. We're gonna go to subsurface scattering. We're gonna turn it off. We're gonna turn this screen space filtering off. It doesn't affect the game a lot. And it has a lot of graphical improvements to your game. Anisotropic filtering shit, just disable it. It's not gonna be that effective in your graphics. Water reflection, you can leave that on. It doesn't matter. Snow quality, fuck snow quality. We don't need snow quality. It just makes your snow bigger, and it does not give you a lot of. You don't notice graphical improvements unless you are in the tundra region, and you don't need that option. The SH quality, diffuse quality, just put it to low. Dynamic range, you can put it whatever you want. The motion blur, you can put it whatever you want. Depth of field, I'm gonna turn that off. The vintage effect, I'm gonna turn that off because I think the game looks better when I enable that. And then we're gonna turn off the Z pre-pass. Alright, so now ambient occlusion, yeah, we done everything. I'm gonna put the ambient occlusion to on because I like this option. And as you can see, we got almost 100 FPS. Alright everybody, Future Behemoth here. I forgot to turn on my CPU fan on, so that is why I didn't get 110 FPS in this area. I have an average of 105 FPS here in this area. It has a lot of stuff laying around, and it has a lot of snow falling from the ground and all this shit. And as you can see, I have 110 FPS. That is why, because I forgot to enable my CPU fan. And as you can see, if I do this, look at the CPU usage. Look at this shit, man. This game is so badly optimized for CPU usage. Look at that. Look at my CPU. Look at my CPU. It has 4 cores and 3.39 gigahertz, and it's still not. It still can't run this game very well because I don't know why this game is like this, but I get 110 FPS here average with the highest, with the full texture pack, the texture quality. And I'll show you with 1020 texture quality. Just a sec. Alright, this is my average here, which is 110 with recording. When I don't record, I get 120 FPS as average. But I really can't show you how to do that, how that works, because as you can see, the CPU usage it's just over the top, man. Look at my GPU. My GPU is only using 16%. 16%. 21% of my GPU is just not utilized. I mean, 80% of my GPU is not utilized. Just fucking eating my CPU out without any graphical improvements. Yeah, that is it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to tune in next time, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.